The story unfolds amidst the scenic backdrop of an idyllic secluded private island, home to Hawthorne, where a luxurious and exclusive restaurant is preparing for the most anticipated event of the year, a feast known as the menu. The film opens with Margot and Tyler waiting on a dock for a boat to take them to an island. She notices that the boat is small and he says they only have 12 guests. There are some of the other guests. Lillian Bloom is a food critic who raved about Hawthorne. There are also 3 tech brothers who are rowdy, all bragging about their expertise. A movie star boards the boat, along with his assistant, Felicity. As they all step onto the island, the restaurant captain eyes Margot suspiciously. He tells Tyler that she's not who he had originally signed up to attend with, and he said that he has broken up with his girlfriend and is bringing Margot instead. This unnerves Elsa. Tyler asks about a cottage on a hill. Elsa says it's where the chef lives, but even the staff isn't allowed inside. Elsa welcomes them and tells them they're going to be a part of a unique story told with the menu, one that hasn't been told before and will never be told again. Chef Slowick appears in the kitchen. He tastes the dish they're about to serve and approves. Chef Slowick introduces himself. The group is given the first course, called the Island. Tyler begins crying, touched at the dish being beautiful. Margot is dismissive and doesn't want to eat any of it. Elsa watches it all with contempt. The chef shouts that they're plating in 5 and the entire kitchen shouts back, "Yes, chef," in unison. Lillian Bloom complains that the emulsion on one of the sauces is broken, while her husband concurs. Margot doesn't understand why he's so into it. Elsa brings a larger container of the broken emulsion that Lillian complained about, courtesy of Chef Slowick. The tech brothers insist she brings them bread, but she says no and they were really offended. The chef comes over and asks Margot why she isn't eating. She says, "I guess I don't want to fill up early." The old woman is sitting at the back table, having no food at her table. She simply has a glass of wine. The chef claps and they are told they are going to have the next course, called Memory. They're all given a small chicken thighs with tiny scissors sticking out of them. The tech brothers seize document that expose them for committing fraud. They call Elsa over and ask what they are. She responds, "These are tortillas." The tech demands she explain the images, but Elsa says, "I'm sorry, but chef never reveals his recipes." The tech bro threatens to shut the restaurant down by morning and Elsa tells him, that won't be necessary. The movie star's tortillas are all the poster of a Goofy movie he did a long time ago simply for the money. And sees pictures of the two of them, like one with a bandage on Richard's head after having a melanoma removed. In another one, there is a photograph of Richard with a young female escort on a date. He convinces her it was photoshopped. At Tyler's table, the tortillas are pictures of him trying to snap photos of his meals in secret earlier that night. He is worried the chef is mad at him and wonders if he should apologize. Margot says, they're the ones who should apologize. He uses the tortilla to make a taco and raves about how great it is. Margot is offended and gets up to leave. Before she can, Elsa appears and asks if she needs help. Margot says she's looking for the ladies' room and is pointed in that direction. Inside the ladies' room, Margot smokes a cigarette on top of a toilet, while looking out a slab. A pair of angel wings are being prepared on the lawn. The chef enters the bathroom and asks Margot what she's doing there. "I mean here on this island, you little fool. You're not supposed to be here." Margot was a last-minute replacement and he wants to know if she's one of them or one of us. He leaves, confusing Margot. For the fourth course, 2 servers unroll a tarp across the middle of the floor. It's decorated with baskets and covered with sea fennel and edible flowers. The chef goes to explain the next course and a tech bro demands to know what is going on. Chef gestures to Elsa and she punches the tech bro in the nose. The guests are shocked. The chef continues, introducing the staff to his sous chef, Jeremy, who created the next dish, the mess. That Jeremy is talented and very good, but he's not great and never will be. He works 20 hours a day. And even when all goes right, and the food is perfect, and the customers are happy, and the critics are too, there is no way to avoid the mess. The mess you make of your life, by giving everything you have to pleasing people you will never know, people whom you increasingly care nothing about. Jeremy, do you like your life, this life you dreamed about? Jérémy répond, non, chef. Chef asks, do you like my life, the life you envy? Crying, Jeremy says, no, chef. Chef tells the group, ladies and gentlemen, your fourth course. Sous-chef Jérémy Esmes. Chef takes a step back. Jeremy removes a pistol from his waistband and blows his brains out. Everyone begins screaming and panicking. Richard gets up to leave and tries to push past 2 servers holding meat cleavers. Elsa orders the servers to cut off Richard's left ring finger. They do, and Elsa tells the others if anyone tries to leave, they will lose an appendage. The movie star is angry at his assistant for bringing him there. Lillian Bloom is convinced this is a stunt for her benefit, which is why he texted her and invited her personally. Elsa asks Margot to join the chef. Chef tells Margot she's ruining his menu and asks why she's there. He told her that they are all gonna die today, and ask her if she want to die with those who give or those who take. The chef says some of them were chosen because of what they've done or were complacent bystanders. The chef says that I deserve to die because I've wasted my life. I thought I was an artist, but instead I see I've been slavishly trying to please people who can never be pleased. Chef mentions Doug had questioned his menu, asked for substitutions. Doug, wearing the angel wings, his hands tied behind him, held up by a pulley rope over the sea, and is slowly dropped into the sea, left to drown. Margot reveals that she is an escort, and since Tyler needed a date, he hired her to accompany him. The chef thinks she should be with the staff, as they're the people who have been subjugated, forgotten, starved. The chef introduces them to his sous chef, Catherine. Catherine tells the crowd that Chef Julian tried to abuse me, so she will show them what true humiliation looks like in the next course called humiliation. Catherine takes a small paring knife and stabs it into Chef Slow's thigh. The group is told that the men will be hunted and given a 45-second head start to hide. When the men are found, they're beaten and then brought back inside. Tyler, who has been sending letters to the chef for months, expressing how much he is a foodie and interested in Hawthorne. The chef explains why Tyler hasn't been shocked by tonight's events, as he's been told in advance that everyone was going to die. The chef says to the movie star that he saw his movie on his one day off and didn't enjoy it. Margot is given the key to the smokehouse to get the barrel. She sees Tyler hanging by a noose dead in the chef's office. She quickly finds the barrel, and grabs a scaling knife off the wall. Through the window, she sees the chef's cottage. Elsa appears in the cottage and attacked Margot. But Margot used the scaling knife and stabbed Elsa to death. Margot takes the key off Elsa and enters the silver room to find a secret room with stacks of cookbooks and photos of the chef. When she goes back into the cottage, the chef is there asking if she likes his home and tells her to retrieve the barrel. A small boat arrives and the Coast Guard makes his way to the restaurant. The chef admires Margot for having found the radio and orders the dining room be cleared. The staff works to conceal all that's gone on that night and to clean everyone's faces to conceal injuries. The Coast Guard tells the chef he's heard there was a disturbance. The chef denies this, and nobody in the room speaks up. He then recognizes the movie star and says he's a fan. The chef asks if he'd like his autograph. The officer turns to exit and then turns back around, pointing his gun at the chef. The room starts begging for help. The gun is actually a lighter, and he uses it to light the extinguished candle. The group is now told they're getting their final course. Chocolate is poured out on the floor. Margot shouts that she doesn't like the chef's food and she wants to send it back. The chef comes to her table and says, "I'm very sorry. What about my food is not to your liking?" Margot says tonight has been some intellectual exercise rather than something you just want to sit and enjoy. She points out the food wasn't made with love. The chef is defensive and says love is the most important ingredient in all his food. He asks what she wants and she tells him she wants a cheeseburger, a traditional one. The chef promises to make the best cheeseburger she's ever had. The chef cooks in the kitchen. It's presented to Margot. She takes a bite. She agrees that it's great. He thanks Margot for dining at Hawthorne. She puts $10 on the table and heads out to leave. She's given a gift bag with that night's menu inside as a memento to remember the night. And Margot is free to go. She exits the restaurant. Everyone is given the bill before the dessert is presented. The movie star's assistant admits she stole money from him, and they both are apologetic towards each other. The floor is covered in chocolate sauce and graham cracker crumbs, and then the entire room is lit on fire. Outside, Margot gets to the Coast Guard's boat. She struggles to get it to turn on and is able to cruise over the water back to the dock she boarded from hours earlier. Inside Hawthorne, everyone is on fire and all the staff and guests are dying. Final dessert course. At the dock, Margot opens the gift bag. She takes the cheeseburger and begins eating it. She reaches in and pulls out a replica of the menu they've had that night. She uses it to wipe her face as the restaurant explodes in flames. Far away on the island.
If you enjoyed the story, please leave a like. And this other video that's probably appear on the screen now will likely move you to enjoy the session, and until the next video.